Last time on Sailing One Life, we continued down the Exumas, where we celebrated St. Patrick's Day with DJ Papa. After nursing our hangovers, we sailed to Georgetown to get Spence back to the airport for his flight home. We then tackled chores and stocked up to prepare for our escape from coronavirus lockdown to the Jumentos and Ragged Islands.
We left the Exuma bank and sailed our way to self-isolate in Hog Cay, Jumentos. Too bad we only hooked onto barracuda, but fishing was so much easier now that our autopilot was working again. We dropped the hook and went for our beach exploration walk.
On an island in the middle of the ocean.
Gary climbed our mast to check out our rigging, but I'm pretty sure he just wanted an excuse to get a better view.
Just up here checking the rigging and putting an O-ring in our wind connector so water doesn't get in there.
We nailed it. This was the perfect place to hide out from the coronavirus for a while. It's amazing how your life changes when you take electronics, Wi-Fi, and social media out of the equation. For the next couple weeks, we simply enjoyed each other's company and our surroundings. We found a blue hole nearby and decided to go for a scuba dive. The water was the clearest we had ever seen, and there was so much life here. Adjusting to our new lifestyle had been no easy feat, as living on a sailboat does not come without sacrifice. Believe me when I say it is not always sunshine and wine. But then you have moments like this, and you forget about all the struggles along the way. Our days consisted of blasting around on the dinghy, reading, snorkeling, and spearfishing. There was so much to explore below the water here. Most days spearfishing were spent doing the shark shuffle. Diving on a coral head, shoot a fish, the sharks appear, swim quickly with fish back to the dinghy, and drive to the next spot. Repeat. Tell us about your day.
Well, I did this.
So what all do you have here?
Some grouper, some triggerfish, and a hogfish.
Where did you catch these?
On random ass coral heads here in the middle of nowhere. Now I know where to go spearfishing if you want to go spearfishing in the Bahamas.
From fried grouper sandwiches to fish chowder, not a single piece went to waste. After a week at Hog Cay, we sailed down to Flamingo Cay.
Flamingo Cay is only about 10 miles south of Hog Cay and has even more amazing scenery, beaches, and crystal clear water.
We came across the sailboat that looks like it ran into these rocks not too long ago. There's no soft growth or anything on it.
Next to the wreck was a cave that we could drive the dinghy right into. How cool is that? The waters around this cay were bursting with life. We spent hours just driving around and spotting sharks. We spent one day hiking to the highest point of the island, where we were rewarded with some amazing views. The next day, we just had to go investigate the wreck further. Parts and pieces were strewn across the beach, and it was clear someone had already come along to salvage anything usable. It was quite shocking to see this wreck and realize that this could have been us just a few short weeks ago. Since we had the whole island to ourselves, why not blast around on the dinghy and surf the paddleboard behind it? Even Sadie Jane got in on the action.
Buena Vista Cay was next on our hop down through these remote islands. Our sail was so calm, I was able to sew the hole in one of our lounge chairs. Okay, so I'm not the best sewer, but hey, when you can't simply go buy a new one, it works. This island would be our third week without interaction with anyone else aside from Reverie. We are in Buena Vista Cay, Jumentos, Bahamas, and we are exploring a settlement from the legend Edward Lockhart. Apparently his grandfather and father lived here, and then we believe his house was wiped away during Irma. But there's a couple goats we found and rooster, so we're just kind of digging around. Unfortunately, there was not much left of said settlement, and certainly no one living here, but it was interesting to see what was left behind and to see what was still standing. There was a lonely rooster who seemed pretty thankful for our visit, especially for the fresh water we gave him. We also found what appeared to be an old livestock cage and a rain collection system. It's wild what you find on a lone island in the middle of nowhere.
What is that? There's a foundation back here. Some sort of large foundation or pen. I don't know if it was to trap rainwater as it comes down or what.
Rumor had it, if we hiked to the top of the hill here, we might get cell phone signal. And after a couple weeks without it, we were willing to give it a try. Here we are on the top of a big hill trying to get internet and cell data.
Hey Mom, I climbed this hill to try to send you a text message.
Anyway.
Just so you know, I did try to message you after 2 weeks without internet, obviously.
We're obviously fine. Here's our view from the top. Let's go find some goats. Anxious to see what the latest COVID restrictions were and what our future travel plans had in store, we only stayed here for a sunset or two. We made it to Hog Cay Ragged Islands, where we would be able to pick up cell service from the nearby island of Duncantown, which, by the way, only has a population of around 80 people. We were super stoked to visit this area, as our boat had actually been here with her previous owners in years past, and this was one of their favorite anchorages. And guess what? There were people here. After not being around anyone for so long, we tossed a wine bag around a bonfire all night.
Bye guys.
Unfortunately, our newfound friends on SV Asante had to leave for Florida Keys the next day. We wandered around the beach to the other side of the island, which was beautiful. Or would have been if not for all the trash washed ashore. We haven't mentioned this before, but every island we have come across so far has been contaminated with plastic. I personally did not realize how serious of a problem this was until I saw it with my own eyes.
We can do so much better for our planet. Think twice before buying single-use plastics. You can help save a pristine beach from looking like this.
I did find this piece of wood in the pile of trash and decided it would make the perfect sign for the Hog Cay Yacht Club.
Do you want to do it in the tree or in the yacht club?
We looked around at all the other boat signs before finding the perfect spot for ours. Now that we had cell signal, we needed to see what was happening with COVID. Our Bahamas visa and cruising permit would soon be expiring, and the Bahamas Prime Minister was urging all foreign vessels to return to their home ports. What is our next worst option here? Cross that one off our list.
Okay.
None of our options are great at this point. I think that's what we do then. We discussed all options. Do we stay here until our visa runs out? Do we head back to Florida? It looks like Mexico will take us. Maybe we go there. Well, USVI is open. Yeah, but it's a 2-week sail to get there. We made a decision, and it was time to share plans with Reverie. Super curious what our plans are, what Reverie's plans are going to be, and if they will match.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're exchanging our plans.
Okay, who's going first?
Same time.
Same time?
Same time.
Okay.
We might be parting ways.
Reverie chose to sail to the Florida Keys, but One Life decided to head back to Flamingo Cay to self-isolate and reevaluate in a week. Guess who changed their mind? The next day, we sailed back to Flamingo Cay with Reverie right alongside us.
With our autopilot handling the steering, we were now freed up to get a workout in while sailing. There's nothing quite like dancing on the bow while the boat drives itself to your next island.
We are getting ready to go on a scavenger hunt against our buddy boat Reverie. We made a list of items that we think we'll be able to find. 20 points, goat rooster. 10 points, right shoe, hard hat, bamboo, deodorant, sunglasses, bra, brush, hermit crab. 5 points, unbroken conch shell, pallet, fishing equipment or tackle, coconut, hat, bathing suit, socks, sand dollar. 3 points, whelk, left shoe, green fishing net, sea glass, beer can, plastic bottle, pants or shorts, a shirt, and a piece of driftwood. And the bonus item is the most interesting find.
Where's the check-in?
Check-in's here, back here. You can take your dinghy and go wherever. You just can't go back to your boat. Anything else? We'll meet back here.
Anything to tell time.
Just make it noon. Just make it noon. Set. Go!
All right, go.
The scavenger hunt was a blast. Can you believe we found all this crap on just one uninhabited island? We spent the week with not a worry in the world. Paddleboarding, lounging, fishing, snorkeling. This was paradise. It really doesn't get any better than this.
I think that's my best yet. Biggest grouper ever, maybe?
He's a good size one. I got a grouper today too. We're having fried hogfish, fried conch, fried potatoes, and fried rice and beans. Everything's fried. Yeah, so we're sitting in the middle of the Great Bahama Bank right now, and I literally have the mainsail up. And Gary decided to jump in and go spearfishing. And I see him coming with a fish. What'd you get?
Snapper.
A gray snapper. Crazy.
Join us next time as the world closes down for coronavirus and we have to figure out where to go next.